Welcome to GlocalBuzz. Here we make a list of public figures who have endured the heartbreaking experience of losing their children to suicide. Before moving forward, don't forget to press the subscribe button. Now back to the list. 1. L. Ron Hubbard. Quentin Hubbard, the son of L. Ron Hubbard, the founder of the Church of Scientology, died under tragic circumstances in 1976. Although his death was officially ruled a suicide, the exact circumstances of his death remain surrounded by mystery and speculation. Quentin was deeply involved in Scientology from a young age, as he was expected to carry on his father's legacy within the organization. However, he reportedly struggled with the immense pressure placed on him and faced significant personal challenges, including questions about his sexual orientation, which was stigmatized within Scientology at the time. Quentin was found unconscious in a car in Las Vegas due to carbon monoxide poisoning and later died in a hospital. He was only 22 years old. After his death, L. Ron Hubbard allegedly expressed a mixture of grief and anger, as Quentin's apparent suicide was seen as a rejection of his father's teachings. 2. Carroll O'Connor. Carroll O'Connor's son, Hugh O'Connor, died by suicide on March 28, 1995, at the age of 33. Hugh had been battling drug addiction for many years, a struggle that deeply affected his family. Carroll O'Connor, best known for his iconic role as Archie Bunker in All in the Family, was devastated by his son's death and became a vocal advocate against drug abuse. His son's suicide inspired him to start a crusade against the man who had sold the drugs to Hugh, Harry Perzigian, which led to a widely publicized defamation lawsuit. In 1997, a California jury decided in O'Connor's favor. 3. Sinead O'Connor. Sinead O'Connor's son, Shane Lunny, tragically died by suicide in January 2022 at the age of 17. Shane had reportedly been dealing with mental health challenges and was under medical care prior to his death. His disappearance from a hospital where he was receiving treatment led to a search, and shortly afterward, his body was found. Shane's death profoundly impacted Sinead O'Connor, who openly expressed her grief and sorrow on social media. 4. Regina King. Regina King's son, Ian Alexander Jr., died by suicide on January 21, 2022, just days after his 26th birthday. Ian was Regina King's only child, whom she shared with her ex-husband, record producer Ian Alexander Sr. Ian Jr. was a musician and DJ who often accompanied his mother at events, and they shared a close and loving relationship, openly expressing support for each other in public. Regina King has largely kept her grief private, though she did share that losing Ian was an unimaginable loss. 5. Gregory Peck. Gregory Peck's son, Jonathan Peck, died by suicide on June 26, 1975, at the age of 30. Jonathan was Gregory Peck's second son and was working as a television journalist. He reportedly had struggled with depression, a condition that ultimately led to his tragic death. "It's the most terrible thing that has happened to me in my life," Peck said once. "You never get over a thing like that." Following Jonathan's passing, Gregory Peck became involved in mental health advocacy, supporting efforts to improve mental health awareness and services. 6. Bing Crosby. Bing Crosby, the famous singer and actor, had several children, and two of his sons, Lindsay and Dennis Crosby, died by suicide, both of whom were his children from his first marriage to Dixie Lee. Lindsay Crosby, Bing's youngest son with Dixie, died by suicide on December 11, 1989, at the age of 51. Lindsay had struggled with depression and financial difficulties. He had a turbulent life, facing career struggles and personal issues, which many believe stemmed, in part, from a challenging family environment. Dennis Crosby, Lindsay's older brother, also died by suicide in 1991, 2 years after Lindsay. He was 56 years old. Like Lindsay, Dennis faced struggles in his personal and professional life, including issues with substance abuse and financial troubles. Bing Crosby's relationship with his children, especially his sons from his first marriage, was complex. Some of them described him as a strict and sometimes emotionally distant father, which may have influenced their lives as adults. Bing fortunately did not have to endure the pain of his children's suicide, as he had already passed away in 1977. 7. Michael Madsen. Michael Madsen's son, Hudson Madsen, died by suicide on January 23, 2022, at the age of 26. Hudson was Michael Madsen's oldest son and had served in the U.S. Army, being stationed in Hawaii with his wife. Reports indicated that Hudson had been dealing with mental health issues leading up to his death. The loss prompted Madsen to question if there were any signs or things he had missed and to speak about the importance of mental health support, particularly for veterans and young adults facing similar struggles. 8. Mercedes McCambridge. Mercedes McCambridge's son, John Mark McCambridge, died by suicide in 1987. John Mark, who also went by John Markle, was a financial professional working as a futures trader in Arkansas. Tragically, before taking his own life, he killed his wife and 2 daughters and then died by suicide. John Markle's death was devastating for Mercedes McCambridge, an Academy Award-winning actress known for roles in films like All the King's Men and Giant, as well as for voicing the demon in The Exorcist. She and her son reportedly had a strained relationship, with tension stemming from financial disputes and other personal issues. 9. Jennifer Jones. Jennifer Jones's daughter, Mary Jennifer Selznick, died by suicide on May 11, 1976, at the age of 21. Mary Jennifer, the daughter of actress Jennifer Jones and film producer David O. Selznick, tragically took her own life by jumping from a building in Los Angeles. This devastating loss had a profound impact on Jennifer Jones, who was already dealing with her own struggles with mental health. Following Mary Jennifer's death, Jones became a strong advocate for mental health awareness and support. In 1979, with husband Norton Simon, she founded the Jennifer Jones Simon Foundation for Mental Health and Education, whose primary goal was to destigmatize mental illness. 10. Gianni Agnelli. Edoardo Agnelli, the only son of Italian industrialist Gianni Agnelli, died in 2000 in what was officially ruled a suicide. Edoardo had long struggled with personal challenges and, according to reports, experienced difficulties related to substance use and a sense of estrangement from his family's business and societal expectations. He pursued his own path of spiritual and philosophical exploration, delving into various religions, particularly Eastern religions and mysticism, and even reportedly converted to Islam at one point. In mid-November 2000, he was found dead under a bridge on the outskirts of Turin. Following his death, there were questions and speculations surrounding the circumstances, with some family friends suggesting doubts about the suicide ruling, although no definitive evidence surfaced to support any other conclusion. 11. Marlon Brando. Marlon Brando's daughter, Cheyenne Brando, died by suicide in 1995. She struggled with various mental health issues, including depression and schizophrenia. This was further precipitated when her abusive boyfriend Dag Drolet was shot and killed by her half-brother, Christian Brando, in Marlon Brando's Los Angeles home in 1990. Christian served a prison sentence for voluntary manslaughter. After a series of hospitalizations and ongoing challenges, Cheyenne relocated to Tahiti, where she lived with her mother, Tarita Terapea. In 1995, at the age of 25, she took her own life at her mother's house. 12. Marie Osmond. Marie Osmond's son, Michael Brian Blosel, died by suicide in 2010 at the age of 18. Michael, whom Osmond adopted with her then-husband Brian Blosel, reportedly struggled with depression and other mental health issues for much of his life. He had been in and out of treatment for depression and, according to Osmond, had been working hard to manage his condition. She has since spoken publicly about the tragedy, using her platform to advocate for mental health awareness and the importance of seeking help. 13. Gloria Vanderbilt. Gloria Vanderbilt's son, Carter Vanderbilt Cooper, died by suicide in 1988 at the age of 23. Carter was Gloria Vanderbilt's son with her then-husband, Wyatt Cooper, and was the older brother of journalist Anderson Cooper. Carter's death occurred in a deeply tragic and public way, He jumped from the terrace of his mother's 14th floor apartment in New York City while she was present. She openly discussed her grief in the years following and described Carter's death as the most painful and incomprehensible event she ever endured.
You still think of, I mean, we obviously talk about this all the time. You still think about, do you still think about that day that Carter died?
All the time.
All the time.
All the time.
You still run through it.
I still run through it, and there was a moment when, and he did not jump. He was sitting on the wall of 13 floors up from
A balcony wall.
a balcony, and he was sitting on the wall with one foot on there and one foot hanging over, and he kept looking down, and I kept begging him to, and then when he went like an athlete and hung over the wall like this. And I said, Carter, come back. And for a minute I thought he was going to come back, but he didn't. He let go. And there was a moment when I thought I was going to jump over after him. But then I thought of you, and it stopped me from doing that,
Yeah.
And this is, there's this word closure that they've spoken so much of today, and there is never a closure on something that happens like
I know.
like this.
When I hear people on, yeah.
And
when I hear people on TV use that word, it's like a TV word.
Yes, it's a TV word, exactly. And you never ever get over it, but you learn to live with it.
That is it. Thank you for watching. Check out other videos from this channel. Please press like and share on this video, and don't forget to press the subscribe button. Until next time.